Have you reflected back to what you did?
What the heck is he even talking about?
You're having a difficult time without me, right?
Nope, not at all.
Without me, you're kind of homeless, right? It's hard to make a living for the day, right?
He keeps on asking right, but he just needs to shut up. My name is Alana. I am 34 years old. I live with my husband, Jordan, and we both work at a company. I am physically incapable of having kids, and I had told my husband about this when he asked me out first. I was prepared for him to back out on his decision of asking me out once I told him I couldn't have kids. But we were both over 30 years old, and we were at the right age to even consider marriage. I decided that it was something I absolutely had to tell him before I hurt his feelings, though, so I told him about it. Surprisingly, however, what he replied back was gentle and warm, saying,
"Even if we don't have children, I would be happy if you were by my side, Alana,"
is what he said, and so we began to go out. When we were going out, I realized that Jordan had a calming aura, and he was great at taking me out on dates. I would be happy if I could marry this man. That's what I would think secretly to myself. 2 years into our marriage, Jordan asked me to marry him, and I was eager to accept his proposal immediately. But I knew I had to make sure about something again before we got married. Thank you. I want to marry you too. But, you know...
Were you just going to talk about not being able to have kids?
Yeah.
I told you before, didn't I? As long as you're by my side, I'll be happy, Alana. Having kids aren't what's important right now, so don't worry. Let's just grow old happily together.
Thank you. Well then, I can't wait to have a married life with you, Jordan. I was at the height of my happiness. Then he came over to greet my parents, and after we went to my husband's parents' house to greet his parents in preparation for our marriage and wedding. But I somewhat felt a little off at my husband's parents' house. This feeling was what told the whole truth, but there was no way I could have realized it at the time, and I was immersed in a false sense of happiness. My in-laws seemed like very nice people, but I think they were somewhat nervous about something. I felt as if Jordan's parents' house was Jordan's kingdom. My husband talked all the time, and my in-laws just listened to him. Once, when my mother-in-law said, "Oh, by the way, back in the day," my husband said,
"Do you really want to talk about that now?"
And after that, my mother-in-law decided to remain silent. I felt uncomfortable seeing such a scene, but at the time I missed this important clue. And like that, I forgot that I even felt uncomfortable and quickly signed the marriage certificate. Then, little by little, my husband's true nature came out.
"One of my subordinates at work just had a baby."
Oh wow! Congratulations to your subordinate.
Everyone in the company is going to send a congratulatory gift. But what do you think would be a nice gift?
Well, maybe baby clothes?
What? I thought diapers would be a good gift option.
Oh, that's also a good idea. Diaper cakes are also popular.
Is that so?
At first, it started out with a casual conversation like this. However, 2 weeks later, every month or so, Jordan would come back with the same topic to me every single time. It always starts with,
"One of my subordinates at work just had a baby."
If it is true, then it should definitely be celebrated for sure. But is it possible for a child to be born so soon, one after the other, in the same company in the same department? To be honest though, I cannot make a judgment on that point. Because I am my own boss and I work from home. So I have no colleagues, no bosses, or subordinates. 6 months into our marriage, my husband has told me dozens of times about his subordinates having a baby. I was indeed curious. So one day I asked my husband a question. Hey, are there really that many people giving births to babies in your company?
Why?
Do you remember how many times your subordinates' kids were born in the past 6 months?
No, I don't remember.
Probably 12 times. You talk about this same topic once every 2 weeks.
Why are you even counting them?
No, I wasn't counting. I was just remembering because you say the same thing every 2 weeks like it's a routine or something.
Oh, really?
Hey, are there really that many people giving births to baby in your company? And do you really have 12 subordinates who all work under you? In the first place, do you have that many subordinates who you have to look after? My husband looked as if he didn't know what to say as I asked these questions. And you always ask me what would be a nice baby gift every time, right? So I've come up with all kinds of ideas for that, yet you deny all of them. So what exactly is it that you want to do here?
No, that wasn't what I meant. I see. I'll try to be more careful.
Then my husband stopped talking about his subordinates giving birth to babies. But now he starts to complain about my housework.
Alana, you're home all the time, right?
Yes, I am.
Don't you think you're becoming lazy with your cooking?
What? Which part?
Well, I feel like the taste is just kind of bland in general.
You mean it's lightly seasoned?
No, I don't mean it like that. How should I put it?
I am indeed at home most of the time. But that doesn't mean I'm not working just because I'm always at home. Moreover, I love to cook. I thought I was taking time out from my busy work schedule to cook elaborate meals to relieve my stress. However, I thought that this was my world of self-indulgence, and that for him, the home-cooked meal wasn't what he preferred. So whenever he pointed this out to me, I would ask him questions, hoping to get closer to his desired tastes. But he would always say only vague things, and so even if I wanted to improve, I could never do so. I gradually became more and more stressed about it.
Even today's cooking too, I don't exactly know how to explain it, but...
You know, I want to cook the way you like it. So could you please point it out what's so wrong about it clearly? You always say things in a vague way, so there's no way to improve.
It's hard to explain it, you know.
Well then, can you cook instead of me? If you cook the way you want to eat them, I'll learn how it tastes. Then my husband became grumpy and moody.
What the? Why? Why do I have to cook instead? I work, don't I?
I mean, you want to eat good, yummy meals, right? That's why I said if you cook some meals once, I'll learn how they taste like. I'm not asking you to cook every time, though, you know?
I mean, you should realize since I've been pointing it out to you many times.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't get what you want me to fix because you're so vague about it.
Oh, that's enough. I don't want to talk to you right now.
What the? What is up with him? And how rude can he be? But from that day on, my husband stopped complaining about the meals I make, but there was no conversation while we ate. Jordan would simply eat his meal in silence and return to his room. This continued for about 2 weeks. After some time, my husband began to speak to me again.
Hey, are you cleaning around the house properly?
Excuse me?
It's kind of dusty.
Oh, really? I don't feel it being dusty at all, though.
It's been bothering me for a while.
I see. I get it. I'll be careful from now on. I said I would be careful, but I'm not at all convinced with what Jordan was saying. I also love to clean. You could say that I'm a neat freak. I mean, where I work is where I live. So I want the environment in which I place myself to be clean at all times. With this in mind, I vacuum the house every day and even wipe down the floors as well. A house that I have gone to such lengths to keep clean cannot possibly be dusty. I didn't know what to do, so I asked a friend of mine, Kendra, who has been very close since college, for advice. I started up Skype to chat with her. Hello, a long time no see. It's been a while. Hey, what's up? Are you tired or something? Do I look like that? Yeah, you have bags under your eyes. What? Are you busy at work or something? No, work is going well. Oh, so is your husband causing you some troubles or something? Yeah, I guess something like that. So I told my friend everything that had been going on with my husband. Then my friend gave a straightforward reply. He's morally harassing you, isn't he? Your husband's trying to make you feel guilty and morally harass you. Oh, really? Yes, I think that's what it is. My subordinate is having a baby. Crap, too. He's been doing that for 6 months, right? I mean, how can a baby be born in such a short period of time? The company he works for isn't that big to begin with, right? So I don't think he has that many subordinates. I think it's really terrible of him to go around saying my subordinate is having a baby knowing that you can't have a baby. I think that he's completely lying. He's having fun hunting you down and making you guilty like that. I see. And the way he was commenting about your meals is just so typical. I mean, he can't even point out the right thing to begin with, can he? Because what you cook is so delicious. Seriously, it's like something that's served in restaurants. So I can't believe he's even complaining about it. He just wanted to embarrass you and make himself feel superior, didn't he? Yeah, you're right. And then you pointed him out to ask what he wants you to exactly fix. But he couldn't say anything in the end, so now he's trying to mess you up even more by saying how you clean the house is dirty, right? He must be crazy. Your place is super clean. I mean, whenever I go over, I feel like I have to change my socks whenever I go into your rooms. How could he even say that it's dusty? And after hearing Kendra saying all these, this reminded me of something. I remember I met my in-laws for the first time when I greeted them before our wedding, and both of them were kind of nervous. Yeah, I knew it. Maybe he's even violent towards his own parents. I think it's better to do something about it as soon as possible, Alana. Yeah, you're right. I felt like all my doubts have been answered by talking to my friend. Ever since we got married, I have been uncomfortable with my husband's words and actions. When my husband came home today, he would start with a rude comment such as, "It smells like mold around here." Hey, do you know what moral harassment is? My husband reacted sensitively to these words. Huh? Are you trying to say that I am morally harassing you? He stared at me with a terrible expression on his face. So, I guess, with that kind of reaction, you know what it means, huh? Then my husband knocked all the food on the table to the floor. You've got to be kidding me, you know. Since I was being too nice to you, you take advantage of me like this, huh? What? I don't remember you being nice to me since we got married. Huh? What do you mean by that? I mean it as it is. You've just been looking down on me since we got married to satisfy your own sense of superiority, haven't you? My husband widens his eyes in anger. What, are you going to threaten me by dropping all the food from the table like that? I will never give in. Then my husband revealed his true nature. Oh, wow. Well, I've had enough of this. I thought if it was you, you'd obey what I tell you. Huh? Then my husband shoves the divorce papers in front of me. You don't want me to divorce you, do you? You're always at home saying you're doing work, but it's the same thing as what an unemployed person would do. Well, he's not fully wrong. I am always at home. You should reflect back to your own actions. I'll follow these papers, so just sign them. And I'll remarry you if you do the right thing. At least I'm not going to get punched in the face from him for the time being. I filled out the divorce papers as I was told, and I saw that Jordan had already signed his parts.
Well then, why don't you get out of my house? I am of the owner of this house, you know.
My husband was looking down at me the whole time, but I solemnly obeyed him and left the house, taking only the computer I needed for work and my personal belongings that fit in my suitcase. Then, a few days later, Jordan texted me saying that he had filed the papers. I didn't really feel it, but finally I was free from my scumbag ex-husband. In the end, I wasn't quite sure what my ex-husband wanted from me until the very end. My ex-husband who just only morally harassed me. Simply put, he was just a rude, terrible man who wasn't fit to be my husband. I don't even know how he can go on and on with all the insults and complaints he had for me. At any rate, finally, I'm free from that man. From now on, I will enjoy my life. 2 years after my divorce, my ex-husband had become a distant memory and my life was going pretty well. However, when I received a call from my ex-husband for the first time in 2 years, all these painful memories of the past came back to me. What did he want with me after all this time? From the very beginning, he was very overbearing.
Have you reflected back to what you did?
What the heck is he even talking about?
You're having a difficult time without me, right?
Nope, not at all.
Without me, you're kind of homeless, right? It's hard to make a living for the day, right?
He keeps on asking right, but he just needs to shut up. No, I'm comfortable the way it is now. Because you, who had harassed me, is completely out of my sight.
Oh, don't act so tough. I said I'd forgive you, so just shut up and obey me.
No, you don't have to forgive me at all, okay? I've already built a new house and I'm living a full life.
Huh? Where did you get that kind of money? What? Did you take some of the money from me?
I couldn't help but just laugh at this statement. Wow, your jokes are getting better. Of course not, why would I? Besides, you only paid the rent, and the rest was all paid by me, remember? And I wasn't depending on you financially. I mean, well, I couldn't. And so this house was built with my own money.
Well then, it must be small and tiny, isn't it? You really don't need to act so tough, you know?
I took a photo of only the amount of the contract for the house and sent it to my ex-husband.
What? $3 million? Where the hell did you hide this kind of money? There's no way you, who's unemployed, have this kind of money.
So I've been telling you that I work from home. You're the only one who treated me like I was unemployed, or I had no job. Well, you know, I go out more often now. I'm busy with various things now that I formed a company. Our annual sales have reached $1 million. My ex-husband was silent for a while, but then he says something outrageous.
I see. Then you should be thanking me. The reason you were able to make it that far was because I kicked you out of the house, wasn't it?
Wow, how annoying could he get? You know what? Do you know why I don't hang up the phone on you?
Of course I know. Because you haven't heard from me in 2 years, 1 month, and 4 days, right?
Wow, that's amazing. I can't believe you get the numbers right and that you're even counting. Well, I'm not hanging up on you because I have something to say. My ex-husband seems to be having fun on the other end of the phone.
Well, I know what you want to say, but okay, I'll hear you out.
Oh, trust me, you definitely don't know what I'm going to say. Can you please stop stalking me?
Huh?
You've been pestering me for the past 2 years, haven't you? And you've been asking me to contact you.
What are you talking about?
You've been calling all my friends, haven't you? You know, it's really disgusting knowing that you're stalking me. I really don't care about you. I really don't ever want to start over with you. No way, absolutely not. I know this, you know. I know that you were recently laid off from your job.
What? Who told you that?
I heard from an ex-colleague of yours whom you morally harassed and was sent to the hospital. He was good at his job, but your company lost a very talented employee indeed. Anyways, he works for us now, and you were finally fired for morally harassing him. Is that why you contacted me? To ask me to support you financially?
No, I thought you'd be waiting for me.
There's no way I'd be waiting for you. You're nothing but a painful memory for me. Don't ever contact me again. Don't ever contact my friends again. I will sue you if you try to contact me or my friends again. I'm going to tell you right now, I hate you. I will never ever remarry you. I hope you age all alone by yourself. I finally hung up the phone on him and took a deep breath. Yes, I feel better. He will eventually become one of my painful memories, which would fade away in the end. What in the world did Jordan even want to do here? His actions didn't make any sense at all. He probably wanted to put his wife under his control, but she was too good for him. The difference in wisdom is just so obvious. Jordan should have definitely been more considerate to his wife. Thank you for watching to the end. Please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.